Hi, I'm Tom from Parlee Cycles, and I'm here today to talk about our Nude Carbon Finishes. So we started doing nude carbon finishes about 20 years ago. When we first started, we only did it in our prototypes. It was just an easier and faster way to get out and ride. Then we started going through what I would call our weight weenie phase, which we were just trying to make the bikes as light as we can. And so, of course, removing paint makes the bike lighter. So about 15 years ago, some of our customers had seen some of our prototypes and they started asking us, hey, can I get a bike like that? It's really cool. So we started producing, at that time, our Z1 or our Z1 in a nude carbon finish. And I have an example of it here. And what's really cool, this is actually a customer's bike from 2012. So this bike's 13 years old. And you can see this bike looks as good today as it did when it left the factory 13 years ago. So what we're really excited about is for a long time, we could only have this nude raw carbon finish in our Z1s or our Z0s. But with the introduction of the Ure and the Taos, we're able to have the nude carbon finish in our ready-to-ride road and gravel bikes. So I have one of them here today to kind of just talk about why nude carbon, why is it such a cool finish? So I think the coolest thing is that there's nothing hidden. What you can see is the actual craft, the skill of the men and women who build these bikes. You can see how carefully they put all the pieces of fiber into the bike and how each bike is ever so slightly different from the next one. They are just unique works of art, each and every one. And you can see, much like you could with woodworking or any other handcrafted material, lots of little unique things that makes it your own. But the cool thing about a nude finished or a raw carbon bike, as we call it, is that it's actually really easy to live with. There is no clear coat, there is no filler, there is no paint on top of the carbon. What you see is what you get, or show your work, as we like to say. All the work is visible, but it's also a very easy bike to live with because there's nothing to chip or scratch or fade. The only thing with carbon, carbon is super durable, it's super tough. The only thing you have to protect it from is ultraviolet or UV, meaning like out in the sun. And there's a very simple process to do that. We'll have a separate video to show how to protect your Ure or your Taos or your Z bikes from UV. That's the only thing you have to protect the bikes from, and it's very simple. So the maintenance is super easy. And I think the key thing that we've gotten used to over the last 15 years of producing bikes this way is this really just shows the natural beauty and the honesty of the material, and that's something that we really like. One final point about the nude or wax finish is it's a fantastic option if you're a person who travels a lot with your bike. We all know, we've all heard stories of the baggage handlers or TSA just making a mess of someone's bike. This finish really takes rough use and abuse better than any other finish, like I said, because there's nothing to chip or scratch. So if you're a person, especially if you're doing gravel events where the bike is just getting the snot beaten out of it, this is a fantastic finish. Again, it will look good for a long, long time. So anyway, that's why we produce nude carbon fiber bikes.